Jarvan, Aurelia and Udyr. So, I mean, RIPz straight off the bat, you can see have very, very tanky champions indeed. 3 or 4, in fact, that can be very tanky. And on the opposite team, you've got a few squishies in there in the form of Sivir. Xerath can be quite squishy, and Sona as well. So you're going to see RIPz pushing through this area through River, and they could be coming up against Xerath here, and if Xerath isn't careful, he's going to go down in a heartbeat, as there are going to be 4 players now joined by Aurelia as well, all going to push in. Xerath is going to come under heavy fire here. Isn't anyone going to be able to stun him? He has been jumped on from Leona. Jarvan comes in as well. I think he could very well drop from Ignite. It's going to be very, very close, but he is just going to survive with about 38 health points remaining, and this, of course, is going to give pwA all kinds of problems in their jungle, as now RIPz have moved in for their blue buff, and they're also going to try and pick up wolves as well. Going to see the Shyvana trying to push up towards Golem, probably going to take red, maybe retaliate back onto blue once it's up, but of course Shyvana does not use mana, so doesn't really need blue too much. Only good thing that comes about is that cooldown reduction, but either way, you're going to have RIPz just camping out here near wolves. Sona and Sivir are playing a dangerous game here. They are going to get caught out, but they have managed to pull back just in time. But Sivir burns that flash. Frocky obviously not wanting to try and take a chance. So that was pretty much a summoner spell completely wasted there from Sivir. Going to be easy wolves from RIPz. Udyr picking it all up there. And I think he's also going to try and pick up the blue as well, just for good measure. On the opposite side, Aurelia is going to be going over towards their blue to try and stop Shyvana and Warwick picking this one up. It's going to be a 1v2 situation here. If Aurelia pushes through this bush, she will see 2 players just there. Is she going to back off? She has actually moved out the bush, so they've seen Aurelia. But Aurelia has no support whatsoever. Shyvana's going to pick up that blue buff entirely uncontested in the end, and Aurelia finishes off the little blue buff minions next to them. And so it's pretty much been tit for tat. There's not a huge goal difference here. It's gone back to all even. But of course, you definitely put your finger just slightly ahead on RIPz due to that jungle invade before with Udyr. He did pick up the opposition blue, even though he lost his ult in the process. So let's have a look at the lanes. At top lane, you have Aurelia facing off against Warwick. Warwick is an absolute beast, and he has took that Doran's ring to start off with, and also Hungering Strike. So obviously, the ability power from that ring is going to give his Hungering Strike just that little bit more damage, of course, as well, with the mana regen, and the overall mana as well. Going to be very good for Warwick at top lane. Bottom lane, you're going to have Leona and Jarvan facing off against Sivir and Sona. So a lot of harass potential there from RIPz, but Sivir should have the advantage purely on the basis that she has that range. Definitely going to keep an eye on this bottom lane from time to time, because I'm going to be interested to see how this one pans out. Leona has jumped on top of Sona. Jarvan comes in as well. Massive damage, and they're going to down Sona as well. Jarvan picking up that frag in the end, and Sivir just standing there with post-traumatic stress disorder, wondering what happened to Sona. And she's not going to be able to do pretty much anything now, because if this combination lands once again, Sivir could be going down. Another Ignite on Sivir. I think she's going to fall to the Ignite here. She will indeed get dropped from Leona. And that's the reason why they picked up the Jarvan-Leona combo. The amount of CC and pure damage is incredible. Wowzers. Of course, you're going to have Zenith Blade coming up from Leona, which is how she jumps onto the opposition. And then Jarvan using a combination of Damascene Standard and also the Dragon Strike on top of that, where he can kind of teleport across to his flagpole, which knocks the enemy in the air. So there's a lot of potential there in that bottom lane for severe harass, and we have just seen the outcome of that just before, as a 1.5 goal differential comes out the blocks just after 4 minutes on the timer. So how's it looking in mid? It's going to have Xerath against Karthus. Karthus at the moment stands on 26 creep score. Xerath just falling behind on 21, but still fairly close. Top lane very much pushed from Warwick, but he is behind by 8 creeps, and now Udyr is going to come out here, could land the stun with Bear Form. Warwick will actually flash out. Udyr flashes as well to make sure he lands that stun to Warwick. I think Warwick should be able to get away here from Aurelia and Udyr, but it's going to be close. They're actually going to go and tower dive him. They have put the Ignite down as well. They will pick up that kill, but Udyr is going to drop as well from Warwick. And I was thinking, will they try the tower dive or won't they? They did in the end, and it pretty much ended up a stalemate. But of course, this is going to give Aurelia that opportunity to just farm away to a heart's content now at top lane. And of course, that difference on creep scores only going to get bigger, as that Aurelia's on 29. Warwick still, of course, sits at 15, as he has been benched with that early kill. So, let's have a switch over to Shyvana. How's her jungle going at the moment? She has just picked up the wolves on her side of the jungle. Now going to be pushing down towards Dragon, as they have just marked for Karthus to maybe pull back. He is going to be taking down those wraiths, and he's not going to have any problems doing so. Now going to be marking towards Dragon. They have seen Shyvana with that ward. Shyvana placing a ward of her own into the tri-bush, and the RIPz ward has just worn off, so they're not sure where Shyvana's going. Will she gank bottom? Will she come into mid? The answer is mid here. Karthus on low mana, low health as well, could be ganked, but Udyr is lurking just above in the river, and it doesn't look like much is going to happen here. Shyvana can wait as long as she likes, but Karthus should be able to escape. He still has flash up here. And they have marked Xerath for a gank, because Shyvana is going to come in. There's no way they're going to kill Karthus here. He's next to the tower, has that flash as well. Even if they tried to tower dive him, he probably would end up picking up 1 or 2 kills there. So wisely, Shyvana did pull back. Now going to go up towards golems. Did they notice that Udyr passed through? I don't think they did. Shyvana must have a clue now, as that just one lonely wraith remains, that perhaps Udyr has done exactly what he's just done there, and that's take the opposition jungle. Now going to come in for another gank onto Warwick, but doesn't manage to land that stun in bear form, so he's going to pull back once again. Shyvana coming up towards top lane in the tri-bush. They can see it there, they have got that warded out nicely. So Shyvana is going to try and push up towards top, but of course RIPz know exactly what her plans are, and you can see Aurelia just pulling back there closer to a tower, doesn't want to get too far ahead. Now seeing Shyvana pull back into her jungle, so she's starting to get a bit more aggressive now, Aurelia. She realised that gank is not on the cards. But pretty much apart from that explosive start, not much has been happening, just farm as you'd expect, as Warwick has got the second Doran's ring at top and the boots. Let's have a look at bottom lane. Leona's picked up Heart of Gold, she also has the boots as well. Obviously she wants to be tanky and get that gold per 10. On top of it, what's Jarvan got? He has got boots and 2 Doran's blades. Could potentially have a fight on here as Udyr has pushed up towards the opposition blue. Going to try and sacrifice this one for Karthus, but here's Shyvana coming in. She did manage to land the smite onto blue, so does take it there from Karthus. Well played from Shyvana, and she didn't engage afterwards. She realised that was a 1v2 that she could not win, and now Xerath is going to try and pull out. But I guess you could say the damage has been done though from RIPz, because they didn't allow Xerath to pick up that blue. Shyvana had to smite it to take it, so obviously Xerath is still a level behind, doesn't have that blue to be able to spam his abilities away. And to be fair to him, his damage isn't actually that great on Karthus. I mean, he's landed a couple, but you know, Karthus has lost basically 1 bar of health. So Xerath not really dishing out too much right now. Has 2 Doran's rings and a ward with boots, so not any huge items out for him. And of course Karthus is quite tanky as he's picked up that early catalyst of the Protector. Now I'm going to be trying to pick up his blue, as Udyr will give him that one. A nice present for Karthus as well, with his lay waste and the cooldown reduction on top of that for his ultimate. Blue is an absolute beauty for Karthus. But let's see if he can make the most of it here as he pulls back into mid. Again though, not too much happening. I mean, they're just trying to set the foundations for the mid to late game, I believe, here from both teams. They just want to kind of hang in there. Bot lane, let's have a look at that discrepancy on creep scores. You're going to see Oven jumping in with his ultimate. Sivir has absolutely no hope here whatsoever. She gets completely crushed. She had the spell shield on there when Jarvan ultimate on top of her, but it was not enough to stop anything from occurring. Look at what she has. She only has boots, expecting her to pick up something else, but with a creep score of 30, compared to Jarvan's nearly 60 here, Sivir is getting completely destroyed at bot lane, and Jarvan is just starting to steamroll ahead. So back to top lane again. Haven't given these two much love so far. Aurelia is looking pretty decent. She's picked up that null magic mantle, of course, trying to block out some of that magic damage from Warwick. She also has some cloth armor as well, and also the boots. So she has a choice of going from the Ninja Tabby boots, or perhaps she wants to go for Mercury Treads. Only time's going to tell us. Karthus has popped the ultimate. Is he going to land any kills? Answer is a no, as Sonu was already killed there from the Jarvan-Leona combo at bottom. Already the kills to deaths overall is 5-1 in favour of RIPz, and the goal difference nearly 4k, 3.8k there. So it's starting to steamroll a bit in favour of RIPz, starting to get that snowball down the hill. And the only kill from pwA coming in from Warwick, which of course was that tower dive from Udyr, who I kind of paid for his over-aggression early on here in this game. So, what has Sivir picked up? She's had really bad farm so far. She has the Berserker's Greaves for the attack speed. She has the Doran's Blade for a bit of added damage and health on top of that. But if you compare it to Jarvan, who already has a BF sword, boots and 2 Doran's Blades, it's starting to look a bit ominous for Sivir here. In a bit of a nasty situation at bot lane. Can't really do too much. They're going to try and jump Sivir once again. Sona, once again. Look at her health. She has been ignited. I think she's going to go down here. She'll try and heal herself, but of course Ignite stops so much of that healing done. And that will be yet another kill to Jarvan, as he moves on 4 kills, 1 assist at bot lane, completely destroying it. Already Leona and Jarvan are level 7, and what level is Sona? She's level 4, so it's starting to get a bit painful there for Sona, and because of how completely squishy she is, it's basically an Instagib. As soon as they jump on her, she's basically dead. It's just exploding. Either way, let's have a quick look-see at Shyvana, what she picked up for herself. She is going to have the Madrid's Razors and the boots as well. Going to be moving around that jungle. She's hit level 7. Let's have a look at Udyr. He's also level 7. He's gone for the more gold per 10 approaches. Once again, we're going to see 1 and 2 kills coming out from Jarvan. Shyvana has jumped onto him, but he has heal. He's going to try and tank that tower and run away. Shyvana has no hope of catching up with him, so she's just basically going to go for those creep score instead. And bot lane has been about as one-sided as you'll see in League of Legends. It's now 6 kills to Jarvan, 1 kill to Leona, so 7 for 0 in total at bot lane. And it's been a completely crushing defeat for players of attitude, and of course players like Jarvan and Leona mid to late game, if they get fed, are an absolute nightmare to play against, especially when you put on top of that Udyr is going to be around as well. Shyvana tried to steal Dragon. I think she's going to pay with this with a life. Indeed she will. Udyr has picked up that kill, and rest in pieces, looking way too strong. Xerath is going to try and get one of his own, can't manage to finish off Karthus, who will escape on little to no health, and for a second I thought Udyr maybe was going to go for the tower dive once again. Has stunned Xerath, going to be pushing in, not going to happen though. As Udyr did learn from his previous mistake, has quite low mana, about half health as well on top of that, so doesn't really want to try and contend with a Xerath underneath that tower. Smartly decided as well. Top lane is kind of the only lane that I guess you could say is relatively even, apart from the fact that the creep score is 22 in favour of Irelia. She's got 99, Warwick's on 77. Other than that, there hasn't been a lot of kills at top. Of course, Warwick did get one and got dropped as well. We could maybe see a big fight here from Udyr is trying to run away. Now Warwick, of course, has that blood scent on the go. This could be a 5 versus 3 team battle. Sivir's popped on the hunt. They're on the hunt for some kills here, but a beautiful stun from Leona, popping down the ultimate, stunning 3 or 4 of players with Attitude's team. And that's going to be a wasted teleport from Warwick, a wasted ultimate from Sivir, and perhaps a top tower falling as well to Irelia. So really that team fight could not have gone any worse for players of Attitude, really committed to getting some kills there. Did not work out for them. And they're now going to pay with Irelia moving yet further ahead at top lane. Shyvana's going to try and come out here, get a kill onto Karthus. Not going to happen. She fires out the Flame Breath, but doesn't land it onto Karthus, who is just going to mill around mid once again. Xerath has picked up blue. Going to be a small consolation for him now. So let's have a look at the difference in creep score. Karthus moves to 122. His top lane has been taken down from Irelia, so that teleport from Warwick definitely costed him top lane. Either way, Karthus on 122, Xerath on 95. Karthus has picked up Rod of the Ages, and Xerath has pretty much nothing, as once again bot lane is being completely creamed all over the place. Sona's been dropped from Jarvan, and in fact that was Leona, my apologies. And really just run out of things to say at bot lane. It's just so one-sided, a commanding lead for RIPz, and I believe the Jarvan-Leona combination late game is just going to carry them to victory. It may not even get to late game. Through mid game, they can actually finish this one off fairly comfortably. Of course, Dragons are always going to be RIPz now because their bot lane is so dominating, and also Baron should be quite simple, as Leona did try the ultimate onto Sivir. Sivir had to flash away. She didn't have enough mana for that spell shield, and had that of ultimate landed on Sivir, that would have been yet another death. And you can see how scared of Leona she is, backing so far away from the tower that she's actually losing out on XP and gold as well to these minions. So you can just see these two are bullying bottom lane so much. completely putting Severe out of touch in this game. Only picked up 59 creep score, which is less than their jungler, less than their mid, less than their solo top. Their AD carry is completely underfed here. Compare that to Jarvan, 114, and you know, it's just so one-sided, it's not even funny anymore. Here we go, Aurelion Warwick at top lane, going to see some ultimates popping down here. Warwick is going to try and make a comeback onto Aurelion. To be fair to him, he could pick this one up, as Shyvana's also jumped in with her ultimate. Aurelion now going to try and run away. The only thing that could possibly save her is that Equilibrium Strike, which is off cooldown. But maybe she's actually going to get away just purely on movement speed as well. Indeed, she will. She had the full Mercury Tread boots. Shyvana did not have any boots whatsoever, apart from the standard ones. And that is going to be a very safe Aurelia, as bot lane is going to fall any second now. Jarvan's going to pop his ultimate onto Sivir. Sivir's in all kinds of troubles here. Leona jumped on as well. The heal comes in from Sivir, but the Ignite's on her as well. Would the Ignite actually finish her off here? As Karthus is going to ultimate onto Sivir as well. I believe this is a dead Sivir. Indeed it will be. Great teamwork from RIPz here. They had an ultimate onto Sivir, Ignite on Sivir as well. The bot tower has fallen. Karthus picks up the pieces. Easy peasy. And this is definitely going to be going the way of RIPz, I have to feel. I'm pretty sure the lower brackets follows in the best of 3 format as well that we've seen from the ESH Tt.esports Cup. Well, hopefully for pwA it's going to be the case, because they've been completely outclassed in this game. And they'll be looking to make revenge in the second. As really is going to jump onto Xerath. I think this is going to be a kill. Karthus puts down the wall of pain. Indeed it will be from Karthus. Once again finishes up with the late waste, and that's going to be a second bot tower down consecutively there for RIPz as well. They've just pushed right up bottom lane, and also you're going to have that mid tower falling from Aurelia, so the gold is just flowing in here for RIPz. Have a look at that gold difference. You can have 29.3 gold to RIPz, 16.8 for pwA. Sivir is going to go down once again for the 5th death. Warwick is going to jump on top of Jarvan, but not going to help, as Leona will stun him right out of that one. That's one of the really crappy things about Warwick's ultimate. So easy to cancel, so easy to actually stop, and a bit of a failed ultimate crescendo coming in from Sona there. Only managed to land it onto Udyr. Completely missed Leona, completely missed Jarvan as well, and you have to feel, had she have landed that, could have been some kills, but to be honest I think it's too little too late. pwA I think have been outclassed, outgunned throughout this game. 13k gold difference, guys. That is huge for the 17-minute mark. And of course, any dragon from here on out is probably going to go the way of RIPz unless Shyvana can go in and steal, but will probably die doing so. And I have to feel it's only a matter of time before they go for that Baron buff as well. So let's have a look at some of these items. Jarvan's picked up Infinity Edge. Compare that to Sivir, and it's a bit of a clown show. Sivir, Berserker's Greaves, Doran's Blade ×2. She's got a long sword as well, and cloth armor. The discrepancy between Jarvan and Sivir in this game, incredible. Let's have a look at some of the other players here. Udyr has picked up Wit's End, has Heart of Gold and Philo Stone, compared to Shyvana, who's got Wriggle's Lantern and Mercury Treads. Pretty big difference there as well. What about mid? You know, have necessary large rod coming in from Karthus with the Rod of Ages and the Sorcerer's Shoes as well. For Xerath it's going to be Blasting Wand, 2 Doran's Rings and Sorcerer's Shoes. So again, a big difference coming in. And I just can't see a way, guys. I always want to try and keep upbeat and, you know, basically support the underdogs, but in this particular case I cannot see a way for pwA to bring themselves back into this. Another dragon has just fallen for RIPz. So, you know, another global 1k gold coming in for the RIPz side collectively. And as I said before, Baron is basically free for them. You know, as it stands, pwA cannot fight RIPz in a 5v5 fight. They're just going to get destroyed every single time as it stands. You can see all 5 players have to stay in mid, otherwise that tower's going to fall. This is going to give Udyr a chance to just farm at bot lane, just going to keep pushing, could even push towards the inhib. And there's not a lot that pwA have done, although Warwick has jumped on there. He has popped his ultimate, huge team fight going out. Shyvana's jumped right into the middle, but look how quickly RIPz are cleaning this up. 4 kills already in about as many seconds, and that was very nearly the ace. The only player remaining will be Sivir, but hell if she's going to stop this onslaught from RIPz, as Udyr is going to chase after her. Could very well actually tower dive Sivir here. I don't think she's going to go for it. In fact, he is going to go for it. Jumps on with the flash, going to try and get that stun off, and Sivir is going to get crushed from Karthus. She'd already popped that spell shield to stop Udyr from stunning her, And then Carthus comes in with a massive body blow afterwards. 18-1 on kills, just 1 kill in 20 minutes. Coming in from pwA, the GG has been called. And that is going to be RIPz game. First off. Remember, this is best of 3, guys. Stay tuned. We'll be back in a couple minutes for the second game. And let's hope that pwA can mount somewhat of a comeback.